is so much magic around you, and you are in this very soft and sweet and gentle energy of creating home and comforts and things that make you feel safe and secure and cozy and loved and blessed. Hi Libra, my name is Tiana and welcome to my channel Inspired by Ease. We're gonna kick it off with an animal spirit card. I hope you've been having a fabulous start to 2020 and doing all that deep reflection stuff and just ready to kick some ass. Make it a really fantastic year. So yeah, let's see what it is that you're needing to hear. So Libra, what is going on, my friend? Wow. Deer and golden egg. This is beautiful. I feel like there's one more card. Okay, Libra, this is like so many more cards than I usually do, but I'm actually gonna do it, okay? So it seems that we have two characters going on, and I believe that actually this is you. Oh, this is just beautiful energy. You are presenting as just this soft, beautiful being of just, I am who I am. And, you know, I'm putting my cards out on the table. This is me. The golden egg is so much about integration and wholeness, and also authenticity and, you know, asset, really high quality asset, but you're coming across very soft, very gentle, and not really glitz and glam. You're just, I am who I am. This is just me. So if you were an artist, you wouldn't need to be all glitz and glam and shock people. You could just simply get on stage with your guitar and sing and have just as much impact. So that's kind of the energy that you are presenting as, and it's absolutely beautiful. I do think that there is a lot of attention maybe being directed on you, and you're just, this is me. I am who I am. Very comfortable in your own skin. You might not totally feel that way on the inside, but that's how you're presenting, and no one can tell if you're feeling like really nervous on the inside. Now we have this other person. So there is some kind of, I think, opportunity. I mean, this could be a relationship, this could be career, this could be absolutely anything, but I think that there is some kind of opportunity that you're wanting and this other person is wanting as well. It could just even be that it might not even be the same position, but just a similar career. And this could be like your competitor or something. And they have a totally different way of approaching this. So you're the singer performer that just can just be in shorts and a t-shirt and your guitar and just sing on stage and touch people just as profoundly with just you beaming out, just you being your authentic, amazing self. Now this person has been at this for a really long time. Not that you haven't, but there's a lot more. They're more desperate for it. Yeah. They're more desperate for it, where you're just like, I am who I am. If they like me, if they don't like me, you know, I think that you are a lot more maybe financially taken care of or stable in some way. Even if you aren't, you aren't presenting that way. You're presenting as a total high quality asset, and you have your stuff together, and you are sitting on a lot of cash, a lot of stability, a lot of something to that degree, where this person has gotten by on very, very little and is a lot more desperate for it. And they are very, very theatrical. So they will be the person that's shocking people, trying really hard, trying to impress people, isn't authentic, isn't totally authentic, and they're more desperate for it. Whatever this asset is, we have the black egg here, which is more about this innate, pristine desire that is untouched, desire inside of us. So this is a very deep, deep desire dream that they've had for a really long time. And they've been getting by on very, very little for a really long time. So they're very, very desperate for it. And now with Hawk, they're wanting to come in and snatch it. And, claim or snatch the spotlight in some way. I think it's interesting that we have 2 eggs here. So I think that's interesting. Because I do believe that this golden egg is yours. It's not vulnerable. Like, I think, you're just presenting as this, but you know that you have this in your back pocket, So I don't think that this camel peacock hawk person is aware of this golden egg. They just see you and they're just like, I've been working at this so much longer, so much harder, and they're wanting to come in really hot, really fiery, and kind of snatch this, and maybe even, they're just wanting to like come in with a bang here, because of this desperation that's behind it. Where you are more grounded and centered in this, you might not have the financial backing or really anything, but no one knows that. Everybody thinks that you have all your stuff together, Libra. They really do. And I want to say, it's interesting that I'm bringing in other people, so there could be other people involved in this, and I don't think that I think if you were standing in front of some kind of judge or, on America's Got Talent or something, all the judges would be rooting for you, Libra, because they would be able to see through this, that they, they're wanting this for the wrong reasons. Like, you genuinely want this because the love that you have for it, where this person wants it for the attention, wants it for the status, wants it for the fame, popularity. It's their reasonings for it are very, very shallow. and they're just in a very desperate place and are willing to come in and do whatever it takes. But I don't think that, well, okay, you are coming from an absolutely abundant mindset. There is more than enough here for everyone. That's just kind of your vibe. Very chill. This person is coming from very scarcity mindset, like, oh my gosh, if I don't get this, then I will lose out on this opportunity. And so they're playing like a me versus you game, where you're just kind of like, oh, we can all share this, we can all have this, we can all experience this. But they're feeling, very scarcity mindset, and there's not enough. So this is very interesting. I'm gonna jump into the fairies and see what else they have to say about this. And I think it's really interesting that you just have 2 cards. Very simple. Okay. But this person has all of these cards, has 4 cards. So they feel like they really have to prove themselves, which means that they're very insecure. Maybe they don't feel like they're deserving. They have to go all over the top just to get it, but you are just who you are. This is, what would be a good example? You're coming across very Mr. Rogers, and I have no idea what would be a comparable example to this person in that time and in that area, or in that genre, but it's like, I don't know, just, like Mr. Rogers, like, just so simple, so classy. I am who I am, yet profound impact. And this person is trying to be so many things, but it has no substance, and they're very desperate. So they are taking in energy. They're a taker, and you just give, just almost effortlessly. Okay, Libra, you have quite the amazing energy here. So we have a lot of cards, and I think you are presenting as the Lamb. So I really, I think it's what's inside you is the golden egg. What's inside you, your value, is your biggest asset. You might not have the financial backing or whatever, but really what's inside you is the most important. And I do think that, you have been on kind of a lonely journey here and have experienced your fair share of trauma and things like that, and maybe unhealthy relationships and patterns and things like that. But you've come to this place of real stillness and personal acceptance and self-love for yourself. You've come to this place of unconditional loving and giving and receiving. I think actually through your pain, you have, through this pain and this journey that you've been on, it's actually made you you've always been a beautiful human being, Libra. However, through your pain, it's launched even deeper desires for you to maybe help others, so that they don't have to go through the pain that you went through. And it's helped you in some way to be more unconditionally loving and unconditionally giving. And so, yeah, this is where all the substance is coming from. You've really overcome and healed a lot within yourself, and you've turned that pain into the golden egg, into this amazing, beautiful heart of gold. Now, this person is presenting as the feline. So, like I said, you know, they feel like they're on their last legs here. So very, yeah, just not strong, very desperate, and just very much in a scarcity mindset, very much in this kind of, I think, scavenger kind of mindset, and just very, very ill, not whole, doesn't have a whole lot of substance, maybe very fearful, very scared, operating from very, you know, primitive way of being, I feel, where you are so sophisticated and regal and wise and all of these things. What do we have next? So the interesting thing is that I want to say that you are actually coming out of this really dark period, but no one knows. No one can tell. They just see your value and just what a breath of fresh air you are. But behind the deer and the golden egg, what you're presenting as behind this energy is this. So you have come out of a lot of bondage, a lot of pain, a lot of darkness, and you've overcome a lot of your shadow and your subconscious and toxic patterns, perhaps, and things like that. So that feels like all of that wants to be said with that. You just have overcome so much. People might just see you as, oh, look, it's little sweet Libra. Aw. But you are actually a powerhouse because of everything that you have overcome and the condition of humanity right now. You deeply understand shadow, deeply, where this person is still in the thick of it, in a very do or die kind of place, and doesn't have the substance and wealth of wisdom and grace that you have. And I actually think, I just feel that, at least for some of you Libras, you're trying to forge a bridge between you and this person. I strongly feel that this is like family or career or something like that. And I think that you're trying to bridge the gap and just say, hey, there's enough for both of us here. Why don't we work together? Or you can have this part. You can have this job, and and I can have this. I think that you're kind of wanting to bridge the gap with them in some way and kind of calm them. And I really think that if anyone could do that, it would be you, Libra. Yeah, I think that you are coming from this very grounded place. I mean, obviously you're coming from the earth element here. So I think that you're coming from this really grounded place and just saying, hey, we could work on this together. There's enough here for everyone. There's enough here. I feel like that's what you're saying. We have unity here, so I think that you're wanting to create some kind of harmony between you and this person or group of people. And we have the fawn. We have the deer and the fawn. So I think that you are wanting to present as this person's ally and friend rather than their enemy, because right now they're seeing you as an enemy. They're seeing, if you win, Libra, they feel like they're going to lose and miss out. I don't think that maybe they're used to conceiving of win-win scenarios. It's either like live or die. This is what they're used to. And so I think that they're in for a bit of a surprise here, because with you presenting a win-win scenario, I think that's going to force them to switch a lot of gears, and for them to kind of turn off this like kind of peacock kind of energy and kind of trying to overcompensate and trying to perform to get what they want. It's gonna make them change gears in that way, where they're like, oh really, I don't need to do all of that? Really, there's really enough here? I don't know yet. Actually, I think you're going to reach them. I really do. Yeah, I think that you're going to be able to do it. I mean, everybody has free will, but whether this person, comes over to the light side with you or not, I do think that for you, it's all going to work out. Okay, so what I mean by that is that in some way you are going to hit the bullseye. You are going to pierce the veil in some way, with he of the fiery sword, and it'll be the retriever. I think that you're going to be able to reach this person in the absolute heart and reach them in their deepest core. I don't think that anyone has really been able to do that because of how starved they are with this camel. They are absolutely starved of emotional fulfillment, connection, probably being seen, heard, understood, validated, having support and encouragement, and I think I feel that you're trying to say to them, you don't have to do this alone, we can work together. As far as animals go, I think that they have to fight over getting the food, or they're just gonna lose out. But you're like, no, we can share, and they're like, what? So I think that you're actually going to be able to reach them in the heart space, in the emotions, and by, I think, sharing your pearl with them, sharing your heart with them, divulging some kind of interpersonal truth for you to them, that's going to be really kind of heart opening for them. And it's going to really just hit them right in the center. I can feel it. I can feel it, Libra. I hope it's coming through. Yeah, you're just going to really be able to touch their heart and help them feel seen and more relaxed and like they have a friend instead of like it's just them against the world. And you're going to do that by you sharing a little bit of your heart, maybe about your journey, about the pain that you've gone through, something to that effect, or, you know, some kind of deep desire within you. And it's going to hit them in a way and be like, oh, yeah, this isn't a person that I need to be afraid of or to fight against or anything. And I feel that you are going to kind of bridge this gap with this person. And so this feels like kind of like an unlikely match, but I think that I just feel like you're kind of like rehabilitating them in a way and kind of like changing their whole mindset. And that, yeah, we have the friends card here. So yeah, is this like an unlikely match of friends coming together? And because both of you are very lonely or have experienced a lot of loneliness. And I just feel like you're kind of tapping them on the shoulder and looking them in the eyes and being like, hey, I know what it's like. I experience a lot of loneliness too. And I feel like they're gonna switch and be like, oh my God, you have? And they're not gonna feel alone in their loneliness anymore. And I feel like that's kind of how you're gonna bond together. And you're gonna help them switch from kind of wanting to swoop in and be on the attack or take this and claim it, to sharing it and co-creating together in some form. Okay, so I picked some last words of advice, and we have a lot. We have a lot of. The interesting thing is that you got the never-ending story here. And I do think that this is just bringing up a lot of the loneliness and maybe trauma, emotional abuse that you have experienced. Yeah, these are so similar cards. And I think that you have been really wanting in some way to be seen, to be heard, to have connection and friendship and camaraderie, and to not be disappointed anymore by people. And ironically, I think that you are ending that pain and ending that painful story by kind of turning this enemy into a friend, and kind of soothing them out of this kind of like hypervigilant survival kind of state. And we have clean it up. So I think that you are helping to clear this one's minds and maybe even burdens, and kind of help restore each other's emotions and get those waters going. I was just seeing a wheel, like a water wheel, if that makes sense. I forget what it's called, but you know, one that has just been stuck and has like mold growing on it again. But now the waters are finally, you know, making that wheel turn, and it's just cleansing the water. So I think that I feel like there is some kind of cleansing and purification of the waters, and you're finding some kind of mutual friendship or partnership, or just some kind of healthy relationship, even if that's just with a coworker, and you're able to just create this kind of harmony between the two of you. You might not be BFFs or anything like that, but I think you're turning it into something a little bit softer. I mean, this could be your ex, and you're having to work together in parenting a child, and they were going to come in and try to take the child, but you have just kind of somehow and like, no, we can work together. We don't have to like totally get along or like each other all the time, but we can do this together, and it's going to be best for the child if they have both their parents. So like, just for example, so for some of you it might turn into this beautiful friendship, and for others of you it's just this mutual agreement of just like a peaceful some kind of exchange of partnership or friendship, or just working together on some level. And you're helping. It's actually going to be like very healing and beneficial for them too, because they're not going to constantly feel like they're fighting and everything like that. So there's a purification and cleansing going on here. We have go to the sea. So yeah, you are being called to go into your emotions, to reflect, and to do things that are going to get you in the flow, and maybe even flowing with this other person. There are slightly different messages because it's going to be different for all of you. But for you in particularly, like on your side, it's going to be very important for you to continue to be present with your emotions and do the things that you feel called to do, like drawing, singing, dancing, creating in some way, or doing something that's artistically fulfilling for you. And it's just kind of gonna, in a strange way, kind of aid in your relationship with this one, because you will feel more whole on the inside. And so now I'm just going to go through these really, really quickly, and this is just going to be all specifically for you, not in regards to this relationship or partnership or anything like that. So it's going to be really important for you to imagine and daydream and see the magic in life, and to, continue to maybe spend time in nature, and to just do the things that make you feel more childlike. There's no place like home. So yeah, I think that you are in the midst of creating home after this period of loneliness, isolation, darkness, pain of some kind. And I feel that you are imagining and dreaming of home. And home is a feeling. It's not a place. It can ultimately be, but even when you do have a physical home, the feeling is always going to be inside you, no matter where you are, where you're traveling. It's gonna be important for you to foster that feeling of home in your heart while you're imagining, creating this foundation. And as I say foundation, we have building blocks. So I do feel that you are in the process of building a strong foundation for yourself, in terms of home. With deer, I always get nurture, very maternal, everything like that. So a home and an environment and world that is just going to be very nurturing for you, Libra, and is just going to create a strong foundation for you to create and, you know, continue to foster this value that you have inside of you. And yeah, you're going to create some kind of treasure island in the external world, and also within yourself. You are creating, I mean, your heart is a treasure trove. And yeah, there's just, yeah, this is very beautiful. Out of so much pain and darkness and isolation, there is so much magic around you, and you are in this very soft and sweet and gentle energy of creating home and comforts and things that make you feel safe and secure and cozy and loved and blessed and everything like that. And so you see how much value you have out of all of this. You are just creating so much abundance. And yeah, this person might even feel left out, but you're just saying, no, there's enough here for everyone. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna know how that applies to you, Libra. This is very interesting. So yeah, next, the last 3 cards, we're almost done, is deep knowing, truth be told, and higher power. Wow. So yeah, there is, I mean, you are on some kind of amazing, beautiful spiritual journey where you are just exploring and receiving so many truths and deep knowing, and it's all connected to your connection with God, the universe, your higher power, your inner being. So yeah, you're definitely coming into a lot more truth and realizations and epiphanies. I feel with regards to just how loved you are. You are so loved, and in this very Mr. Rogers way, I think that you're having this very magical effect on this person to just kind of get them to lay down their arms and just kind of surrender to you and just be like, oh, okay. This is just very beautiful. You have a lot of your gentleness and softness is your power, is what makes you a powerhouse. You're an absolute powerhouse, Libra. And I mean, you just watch Mr. Rogers. Everything that he did it in such a loving, gentle way. And he was able to move and transform so much pain in the world, and was able to, I mean, the impact that he had on this world was just astronomical. You know, all you have to do is just watch the movie. They made a movie about him, okay? Which is just absolutely incredible. The thing that I've been doing for all the signs is turned into a really long video. But really quick, I thought I would just pull a card from Teal Swan's Blind Spot Oracle card deck, just to give you maybe any more insight in the energies that are going on in the present. So what is Libra's blind spot? Self-harm. This is what it looks like. And I'll just read a little bit. So this energy of self-harm is really interesting with the Lown, because there's a lot of toxicity that can be associated in this card. And with the Deer, I just feel, you know, very, very sensitive in a beautiful way. I'm so sensitive too. That's like, okay, you know what I mean. So when it comes to people like us who are highly sensitive people, highly emotional people who wear their hearts on their sleeves, it's not like, okay, so the difference between you and this person is that this person can lash out. But what you do, or could potentially be prone to do, Libra, is to go inside and hurt yourself rather than lashing out or hurting other people, because like you couldn't bear to do that. You just couldn't. And so you go inside and hurt yourself. And this is a very, very sad, painful dynamic that can go on when we've experienced a lot of emotional abuse. So I will read this. This self-harm energy is keeping you stuck, and this is what needs to be released for you to create this treasure island and no place like home and everything that you're dreaming of. There is always a positive motive for our self-harming behavior, and just so you know, this doesn't have to be physical, like cutting or anything like that. This could just be just doing habits that aren't loving, speaking to yourself that's in a not loving way. So it could be anything. We might be telling ourselves that if we punish ourselves, we will never make the same mistake again, or that we can do penance and be more likely to restore a sense of our own goodness. We might be using self-harm as a white flag. If we grew up in antagonistic households, we often learned that if we wounded ourselves, other people would no longer have any occasion to wound us. We might be constantly criticizing ourselves, thinking that criticism will cause us to maintain perfection in our performance. You may be blaming yourself for something that wasn't your fault, just to avoid the powerless feeling of being a victim, or to stay close to and feeling connected and loved by the person who hurt you. We might actually be hurting ourselves physically in some way, or we may simply be making decisions that harm us in favor of other people's best interests. These are just a few examples of how we might be harming ourselves. Become aware of how you are harming yourself in this scenario. You may benefit by asking yourself the question, what would someone who loves themselves do? So Libra, yes, please don't hurt yourself. Please don't hurt yourself. Love yourself. It's totally understandable why you would do that. There's absolutely no judgment here. We have all self-harmed ourselves in some way or form. That is just how it is right now in society. Especially like it said, if you grew up in an antagonistic household, it can be very, very difficult to get out of that. But trust me, you can get through it, and you can find healthier ways to you'll find healthier ways to live that can replace this way of thinking or being that is self-harming. So I hope that this was of much value to you, Libra. Know that you are never ever alone. You are so, so loved, and always be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Big kiss. Mwah. Bye.